Hey guys, welcome back to some more Kirby Super Star. We're going on to Dyna Blade in this episode.
Big chicken.
Dyna Blade, the superhero phoenix bird thing with metal feathers.
I mean, look what it did to the mountain. That mountain is completely destroyed now. Well, that's a bad omen.
Yep.
Yeah, that is bad.
By the way, do you need help?
What has Kirby got in
need help?
store?
Yeah, we know how to inhale. Thanks, game. We've already played a couple modes where we can do this.
See, at least the DS version kept true to the list here. Do you know how to do this?
Now, this mode was kind of odd because it actually has a world map, kind of,
Yeah.
compared to the other ones. It's only there in aesthetic only. It's not like any worth having in any form of means. It's just there aesthetically. That's all it is.
Yeah, because you have to play all those levels anyways.
Yeah. Though I do like the overworld map. I will say it is one level aesthetic that I like that they brought back for Squeak Squad, which, when we get to that, which is on my backlog at the moment. I think you'll really like
actually
that,
never
because-
played Squeak Squad. That's actually one Kirby game I need to play eventually at some point.
Yeah, I have this weird history with it because I did play it years ago, but I don't know, it was disappointing to me when I first played it, so I returned it, and now I kind of regret that because I've actually played some of it like on an emulator before. It's like, wow, why did I think this was not great growing up? This is much better than I thought. It's actually a good game. I want to play it, but I don't have it.
I think the problem is that when people say they don't like Squeak Squad, it's comparative. So it's a case of a lot of people don't like Squeak Squad compared to other Kirby games. If it's one option among many, it's not the first choice.
Yeah, it's a very different Kirby game compared to some of the others in the franchise.
Wasn't it called something else in Europe though?
Only in Europe. In Australia, it still had the American title. It was called Mouse Attack in Europe, but not in Australia.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Which is hilarious because if you go on the PAL eShop, it's still labeled as Mouse Attack, and I'm like, this is wrong.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Which is hilarious because that literally means that shop there are some games that in PAL region that you can have a different title on the digital copy or on the physical copy. I don't think it applies to Kirby's Rainbow Curse, because I think that came here as Rainbow Curse as well. But for example, Squeak Squad is Mouse Attack, and Canvas Curse is Power Paintbrush for some reason. Because I could find both of those easily on the shelf as Power Region.
Maybe in Europe, the word curse is taboo for a Kirby game or something like that.
There is weird things with certain wordings in Europe, so yeah. It's hard to really say, because like, certain words you would not think is a problem over there is a problem.
I mean, look at it this way. We never got Contra 4 because Contra games, until about 5 years ago, were not localized as Contra. They were only localized as Probotector, which means any games that were solidly only released as Contra with no plan for localization never came here. Australia never got Contra 4.
Yeah, it's insane because it's a weird omission.
That's such a bummer because it's so good. Contra 4 was my first Contra, and it is fantastic.
It's one of the best in the series by far.
Yeah, and apparently the reason for that is because when it came to European localization, Contra was seen in Germany. Why is it always Germany with copyrights? In Germany, the term Contra was considered a martial slang term used to derogatorily refer to a certain member of something to do with war criminals or something, I can't remember, but basically all European localizations of the Contra games were handled by a German company, so we didn't actually have soldiers as the characters, we got robots.
Yeah, every game they had to change to humans. And I think certain other things also got changed too because of that.
Yeah. So, probably the most notorious one for its difficulty, Contra Hardcore, is simply just referred to as Probotector. And you just play with robots. And even the animal characters that you have the option of half anthropomorphic cybernetic creatures have just been replaced with complete robot versions, not half robot versions. I have no explanation for this, but yeah. And then you could unlock the Probotector who replaced Vic Viper as the main character, as an extra character in Contra 4.
That's interesting. I didn't know
Like,
all
wow.
about that.
Yeah, no, the Contra series has a weird, like, localization thing because of the European changes in general.
I mean, just localization in general is just an oddball subject when you really think about all the weird changes like certain places got compared to like other places. Like, you know, prime example I always think about is like when Fire Emblem Fates came over here, they got rid of a minigame that was only in the Japanese version. I mean, granted, yeah, it's kind of taboo. It's kind of like really odd in American culture and stuff like that, but it's just like, is that like, should we take away content from a game just because English-speaking countries wouldn't get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always a dangerous thing to do. Also, we just killed the buffest Waddle Dee in existence, Iron Man. She is a strong woman.
That was a mid-boss, and with Hammer, you can easily destroy it. I don't know why it's there. It's just kind of a random little thing. It's not in your way, but it exists. But now time to get the best power in Kirby Super Star, Plasma. Power's so OP in Super Nintendo.
That was the extra level that we went through, right?
Yeah, so that's the little unlock area. So there's 2 switches you can hit in Dyna Blade. And when you hit each switch, it opens up this extra little level, which is just basically a power hub. So that was the first half of the powers you can get here. And the second half we unlock in like the last level right before the boss of Dyna Blade. And they're completely optional. There's no reason to get them unless you just want to get everything.
The one cool thing is that the second copy ability room, I think it's about a third of the copy abilities in it are the only the partial or temporary use ones. So there are a lot of the more powerful ones in the second one, but it's also a case of they're also the ones, you know, for you to always need them.
Yeah.
So I think it's still pretty decently balanced that you get the room that you got first, because it does give you quite a decent arsenal to start with.
Yeah, I say like the first power-up room is probably the better of the 2 just because they're more useful powers. Because some of the ones in the second one can be useful for Dyna Blade, but the one from the first set, like all the powers there, are more useful for the levels.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good analogy. I like that. Just seeing you positioning yourself with that one up.
Making sure I don't miss, because that is actually very easy to miss if you're not lined up perfectly.
It's easy to die going after it as well, as I found.
Yeah.
Don't be a doofus like me and go into that room with stone.
Oh, yeah. yeah. Oh, let me hit the switch and oh, I'm dead. Because you just fall down so fast.
Stone, I am impenetrable, but not to fall damage.
Oh, I've done Milky Way Wishes before, too. Like, trying to hit certain blocks to get to a power-up room. But using stone, I kill myself because I go way too quick and fall in the pit.
On the upside, though, having Rocky as a helper following you, beautiful, because
oh yeah,
he takes no problems most of the puzzles because he's like, I have stone. Wait, I can use stone underwater. I'm like, dang, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, he's like the only character that can actually break things underwater because of that. It's so helpful for a Great Cave Offensive for that reason, since it's how you get to one of the extra set of like treasures.
Also, he's smaller than Bonkers, which means he can actually fit in those spaces and do that underwater.
So this right here demonstrates why Plasma is by far the most broken ability on the Super Nintendo version of Kirby Super Star. You can spam this beyond belief.
You must be mashing your D-pad really, really fast.
Yeah, no, you mash the D-pad like crazy.
The great thing about Plasma is even mashing the shoulder button to frantically half guard also counts as a movement, so you can literally just be mashing guard buttons as you run and do the same thing, which is great.
Oh yeah, it also works too. But this game is very known in the speedrunning community to kind of break your Super Nintendo controller because you're using Plasma for a lot of it. And this really does make you mash the D-pad like crazy. But this ability actually did get nerfed in the DS version.
The Mario Party joystick pain before the Mario Party joystick pain.
Yeah, really. This power got nerfed in the DS version because in this game, it's very easy to spam, but they put more of a cooldown timer on Plasma in the DS version because of how easy it was just to annihilate bosses with this. They realized it was a little too broken.
To be fair, a lot of the more broken aspects of copy abilities were retained in the programming for the helpers, which is good because it means that the helpers AI doesn't lose the slightly more beneficial perks of it. But it also means when you do helper to hero, abusable, but only in limited.
Yeah, I mean, the helper to hero, basically, you get some extra stuff to do with certain helpers, but, you know, things like Plasma, they're still limiting compared to, like, what the helper can do and what you can do in, like, Superstar.
That's true.
They still gotta keep it balanced.
I just love Plasma was leaving his hands up. It's like, where are these meant to go?
Like, Plasma, you gotta keep your hands on the ride at all times. That's the safe thing. So this is our second and final switch to hit here in Dyna Blade. You can blow on it with fire and activate it. Don't know how that works. But now I want this back.
I know that there's only a certain number of switches in this mode, but does it do like what the GBA games do? If you hit it, it heals you?
I believe so. It's a little hard to notice here since I was already at full health.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I believe it does. I believe it does. Because I'm mentally, like, picturing, I was waiting for the dee get the switch, and I'm like, oh wait, you're at full health.
Yeah, it's hard to really know with this level in particular, because right before you go to the switch, they give you a pretty easy opportunity to refill your health with that, you know, cannon section. Feel really uncomfortable with all these Scarfies around me.
You're trying to save Mike as much as you can, aren't you?
Yeah. Because here is a little bit of a mini boss rush, so using Mike here is really, really effective.
Seizure warning for everybody. Jeez.
Yeah, it's very flashy.
Gusto!
My friend is exploding. I will swallow him.
That plasma lasted long.
That's the way to go.
I mean, we gotta save it.
This is the way we wash our hands. Fa la 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 la.
I understood that reference.
Gosh, I didn't think I would quote that of all things.
Yeah, that was kind of out of left field.
Well, it's just
I
like,
see
you
what
know,
you're
the
saying,
way
Big Bubsy. We're on the page. Jesus.
We might as well check out the second power-up room, because it's right here. As you can see, a lot of powers. Gotta stick with Plasma.
Plenty of mobility abilities. Mobo-abilities. But, never mind.
Words are hard.
You can say anything with words.
But can you use your words?
No. I don't know how to use words. I don't know how to be articulate.
Oh yeah, fun fact. Dyna Blade's boss music isn't in the original Superstar.
Yeah, in the original they just used the standard boss music, but they fixed this for the DS version. They actually give Dyna Blade a unique theme.
Because Dyna Blade's theme is actually from Air Ride, I think.
I think that's actually, yeah, where they first introduced the theme. Because here, as you can tell, that is absent. Birds are too noisy. Gotta push them away.
Kirby has to be a mother.
Yeah, so the whole time, the plot of this mode was Dyna Blade was just trying to get some food for the kids.
Wispy's just like, why?
Wispy Woods is a little like, I feel violated.
I can see apples. What did you do?
So, because Dyna Blade's just kind of taking care of her kids and Kirby doesn't want Dyna Blade to destroy everything, he kind of takes the role as the father. Helps out, teaching them fly, get some apples, and then they fly away.
Kirby takes the role of the father, to be
Yeah.
This is a very weird... Why is this on my TV? This is not the show that I thought I was watching. Did we just inadvertently discover a new headcanon?